Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this week's Clarity Soft Training webinar. Today is Tuesday, January 28th, 2020, and our topic for today is learning how to create and use custom modules in the Clarity Soft database. We will be covering the following topics as soon as I get to the slide. First of all, an overview of custom modules. What is a custom module? A custom module in ClaritySoft is another module that shows up in your navigation panel that allows you to track data. And the reason you would create a custom module is because you need to track one more set of what we would call one-to-many data relationship. The whole database is set up on a one-to-many relationship. You have one account, you can have many contacts. With your contacts, you can have many activities or many opportunities or many sales and quotes. But sometimes people have a need for one more or maybe multiple more one-to-many relationships. For example, an insurance company might want to track all of the policies that they sell to one of their clients. So they need a one-to-many relationship of auto, home, boat, whatever, and they need to track each policy. They want to know what type of policy it is, the dates, everything about it, the detail about the policy. Somebody else might want to track pieces of equipment that they've sold to a customer, especially larger pieces of equipment or office equipment that is installed at the customer site. And again, you might want to track what is the piece of equipment, the type of equipment, a model number, a serial number, the date that it was installed, what kind of warranty does it have, all those kinds of things. So you can begin to think about those types of relationships. Another one could be courses taken. You have students or you have people, you provide courses for people, and you want to know, well, what courses has this person taken? And the reason you want to use a custom module for this is you have no idea how many someone is going to take. One contact person might take one course, one might take 3 courses. Same thing with equipment purchase. They might buy one machine from you, someone else might buy 3 different machines from you. So if you try to create those fields in the record, you don't know how many fields to create. You have machine 1, and then you have all the data that goes with machine 1. Then you have machine 2, and that gets truly messy. So you do not want to do that. So the custom module gives you the capability to do this. So today we're going to learn how to create a custom module, add the fields to it because you can add whatever custom fields you want, and then put the data in, and then search your records. And I'm going to show you a couple of examples, and then a couple other things I want to show you because there's some capabilities we've added in the last, 6-8 months, is if you have created a record in opportunities, quotes, or sales, you can create custom fields in that one of those records, whichever one you decide to use, that then once you've filled in that information in, say, a sale record, you can convert the sale record to create a custom module record. So it will actually transfer the data into the custom module so you don't have to retype it. So I want to show you that capability as well. And then there's another field called a custom module lookup that allows you to pull data from a custom module into another module. So I'll show you those kinds of things. So we have lots of things to do today. And let's go ahead and get started. All right, I'm in a database here. And the first thing I want to do is create a new custom module. What I want to do, I'm going to use the equipment example. All right. I'm sure all of you are sitting there thinking of your own particular business and ways that you can use this. So you need to go to settings, and that means you need to be an admin user in your database. And then on the left, click on Customization, go down and click on Custom Module. Now, you may or may not have this functionality turned on in your database. So if you don't, you might have to talk to your account rep and just see what's what. So once I click on here, it says All Modules, and on the right, it says Custom Module Setup, and I simply click the Add button. You may name your module whatever you want. Keep it rather short. And then you can connect your module either to accounts or contacts. In the case of, say, insurance policies, you'd want to connect it probably to contacts because you're working with personal people. If we're working with equipment, we want to know what's on site at the company. So we're going to attach it to accounts. If you were doing courses, again, you would probably connect it to contacts. You don't need to worry about this icon here at all, that we don't use it, and the enabled needs to be checked, which it will be by default. Click Save. So I have now created the module. Now notice here, I could add a second custom module, so you're not limited to you creating just one. You can create more than one. Once I've got my module created, I come over here on the left again, and I now see custom fields. And then I see the name of the module. So when I click on equipment, on the right-hand side now, I can add my fields to the module. So what I want to add, first of all, I'm going to create one called the product. And I'm going to make this one a drop down. Notice you have all the same custom fields. And here, keeping this very generic, I should just copy it. All right. Now this checkbox here for reference field, what this means is when you're in the custom module, the reference field will be a field that you can use in the quick search box. So two fields will be able to be used in the quick search box: the account, because it's related to an account, and then product if I leave it on product. Okay, you can only have one, so you just need to think about that, and you could come in and change it. So we'll leave it like that. Then I can add my next field, and I want serial number. That will be a text field. And this is a little out of sequence. The other thing that I want to add for my widgets that I have, A, B, C, and D, I actually have different model numbers for each widget. So I'm going to create what's called a drop-down dependent field for the model. So what this one allows you to do is you relate the model to a parent field. And what happens is ClaritySoft looks for whatever other drop-down field you have, and it found product, which is what I do want to relate it to. So I have the product, and then it shows me the parent values of the 4 widgets. When I click on widget A, I can then add the models for widget A. So if I do WA-1101, WA-2202. So you could type all the different model numbers that you have for your piece of equipment, okay? Then I click on widget B. I can just change these real quick. Knowing that you probably wouldn't have the same numbers, but in the interest of time, And then I click on the last one. I don't know if any of you have tried this drop-down dependent, but it's pretty nice if you want to connect two fields together. Like I said, the parent field must be a drop-down. It cannot be a drop-down multi-select. So now you can see if I click on widget A, I get all the model numbers for it. I click on B, C, and D. Save that. Then I also want to include the purchase date or the installation date, something like that. Again, you would decide what fits your particular situation. Then you might want to know whether they purchased a warranty or not. This one you could do two ways. You could do a drop down and make it yes, no, or you could use a checkbox and then you would just check in it. And then that would, in a sense, out in the list view become a true false. So it just depends on what way you want to think about it or how you want to view it. So we'll use a checkbox here just to see how it looks. And then perhaps maybe, let's see here. You might want to put the warranty terms. Maybe your warranties, will be 30 days, 60 day, 90 day, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. So you could do that sort of thing. So I could add and make it a drop down. And then I could add, I hope it's longer than 30 days, but okay, so we've got that. And then if you wanted to also know perhaps the industry type, and the reason I'm putting this one in here is I'm going to carry this over from another module. And I'm going to make this one drop down. Oops, where am I typing? Okay, the fingers are not working too well, as usual. If you've been in other webinars, you know I am not the greatest typist on the face of the earth. Okay. All right. And one last one I'm going to put in here. This doesn't necessarily relate. Just product level and another drop down, A, B, C. So you can see you can add as many custom fields as you want to your custom module. There, you have all the same custom fields available in the custom module. I think the only ones that aren't available in there are calculated fields, so they're not available in there yet. And then the other one that we might want to add, sometimes people want this, you might want some special notes about the machine or the installation or something like that. And then now on the notes field, you can control the height. How many lines do I want to display before it scrolls inside the little box? So you can set that. All right, so we've got all our fields. The next step, as with the other modules, is to set up your user interface template. So we come over here, and now you'll see Equipment UI template. So this is basically works the same way as setting up any of the other modules. So I have all of my fields over here. Now this gives you a whole bunch of stuff. You may not want all this opportunity conversion stuff and quote conversion stuff. So I'm just gonna move this out of the way. Now maybe I'm going to keep this sale conversion date only because, well, no, I'm going to do this in another database. Never mind. I'm going to move this stuff over here. And then I can pull in the product, the serial number, the model, where'd the other model go? Oh, product model. That's what I want. Purchase date maybe over here. Did they purchase a warranty? Maybe I'll stick that over here. So again, you put your fields where you want, just like you normally do, and then you save it. And I did this in the all profile. If you are using additional profiles, maybe you've got some custom ones, then the next step that you want to do after you set it up is copy this one to all your other profiles. And you could start with the base template too. So it just depends on how you're set up. But this makes it easy and nice because once I say copy it, when I go to any other profile, it looks exactly the same. I don't have to recreate it, okay? So I've done all my steps now. I've created my module, I've created my custom fields, and I've set up my UI template. So I can log out, log back in. And on the left in the navigation panel, I will now have a module called equipment. All right. So, and if I go to it, it should have no records in it right now. So it's right there. Okay. You can see the equipment module because it is another module here in the accounts record. You would, when you open an account, it will become part of the tabs, but you can see right now, not there. So to get it there, and this is going to be an individual user, each user is going to have to do this because it is user controlled. Over here on the vertical ellipsis button where you go to control your column settings for your list view, you go to tab settings. And on the left here, you will see equipment. So you can drag it over and drop it wherever you want. Okay. This has changed too. I believe, and maybe some of you have bumped into this, you used to be able to have only 9 tabs over here on the right, but they've now made it so you can have as many as you need. So you aren't limited anymore, which is a good thing, especially with people adding custom modules. So now when I open my record, I have my equipment tab. And you would do the same thing in the contacts module if you want to see the equipment list in the contacts module, although it's associated with an account, so it's not that big a deal there. Now, to add a new record, I can look, since I'm in this record, I can go here, click on the tab, just like you can do for any other module, click the plus sign, and I will get a new equipment record. It's associated with the account. Then I can pick my product. I can then pick my model. It's tied to the product, so that's your drop-down dependent. So if I went back to widget A, I would get the widget A things. So this drop-down dependent field can be quick and easy for people to put data in. Serial number is a text field, so it can be a combination of text and letter, or numbers and letters. Purchase date will show you a calendar, so all of these things are the same. Today's the 28th. Okay, here's that warranty purchase checkbox. So you visually, it's easy with the checkbox, but you might want to do yes or no. It just depends on how you think and maybe how your people think. Then you can pick the warranty, product level, industry type, okay. I don't know what they are. I guess it's retail. And then the owner is myself because I'm creating the record, and then I can do a save and close. So what happens then is I now, under the equipment tab, see that they've purchased one widget, okay? But the cool thing is I can add as many widgets as they purchase, okay? So that's what happens, is people don't know when they're starting how many of one thing is going to occur. This allows you to add as many as you need. Then what is happening as you add records, and you can add them in the equipment module too, when you go to the equipment module, all of that data is gathering there. It's thinking. There we go. Okay, so here's my widget. All right. Notice that the widget B, the product, is hyperlinked. That means it's the reference field and the account name. So if I wanted to search in the quick search box for all my widget Bs, I could type that up there and it'll find it, or I could type the part of the account name. Now here's the other thing that I really like about the custom module. In the list view here, I can go, just like in the other modules, to the column settings, and I can bring over all of the fields that I want to see. So I can pull over the product. I might want, maybe I want the account first. I can pull over the purchase date. So all of my custom fields that I want to see can be pulled from the left to the right. So warranty purchase, we'll bring that over so you can see it. The term. Where's the model? Oh, product and model. Okay. All right. And then down here, I can have it sort by product, or I can have it sort by account. So you can decide on that, however you want it to sort, or any other one. And then you can display up to 100 records. Okay. And maybe I'll pull this off. I don't necessarily need it. Okay. So now I have my columns here, but this is what I like. If I go back to accounts and I look at the equipment tab, notice that the column headings here match what's in the custom module. So however you set up your columns in your custom module, that is what displays under the tab, which is really great because then you can see everything here. Okay. So that's a nice thing. So I could continue to add additional products in the equipment module. I can go there and click on new equipment. Then I would type an account name and then choose the product. And for each product that that company purchases, I create another record. So I'm not trying to do multiple ones in the same record. Okay. And let's say they bought that last week, got a warranty. All right, so now I have a list. And then you can begin to search. So you're going to build a list. So you can either see the equipment underneath the account itself, under the equipment tab, or you can come to the equipment module and see a list of everything. So for example, now if I just wanted to see widget B, I can type widget B in the quick search and it will pull up all of the items in the list that are widget B. Okay. And if I want to search by account, I can use advanced search here to find whatever on any other field, anybody that's in the industry type of manufacturing, anybody who purchased a warranty, anybody who didn't purchase a warranty. So you can do all the same kind of filtering that you would do in the other modules. And then if you find a need for another one, cool. All right, so now what I want to do, I have another database here. And I have another example. So I have another one where I've already set up one for courses attended. So you can see over here, I have an equipment module. So this one, I'll go to this first and we can look at that. So here I have a list of all my equipment. I have the product level, you know, the same fields. So you can see that here. I set the warranty purchased up a little bit differently as a yes, no field. But here I can search on widget B, let's say, like I did before, widget B. And it's going to pull up everybody with widget B. Or I could use my advanced search to search on a particular model number. So if I wanted to find, let's see if there's, well, let's find everybody that purchased a warranty. So let's do it that way, because you might want to do that. So you can go to warranty purchased. I set this one up as a yes, no, rather than a checkbox. So you could say yes, and then you can search. You could also combine it with a term. So there's everyone that purchased a warranty. So you could search for them, any combination. So once you get some data in, you can see that you can do all kinds of searching. You can save that search. If you want, say, warranty purchased, and then the next time you want to see the list, it's right here, warranty purchased. So remember that you can do that with your advanced search views. Okay, so that's the equipment one. Now let's look at the one for courses attended. I created another custom module here, and I have associated it with a contact, because people take the courses. But when you associate it with a contact, it also pulls in the account that that contact is with. I have a course ID, and I did somewhat the same thing where I had course IDs, and then when you pick a course ID, there's only one course associated with it. I use the drop-down dependent to say, okay, that's what that one is. This can help your people. Then they're not typing stuff over and over again. So even though the course ID is unique and it only has one course related to it, you could still put them in and then just have the one course. And I'll show you the custom fields in a minute. So the course date, the course location. If you have specific locations that are always the same, you can put a drop-down list. If they vary, then you can make it a text field. And then your instructor, This one is a lookup field that looks up users. Now, this could be one of two things. If your users in ClaritySoft are also your instructors, then you could point to users. If your instructors are contacts that don't use ClaritySoft, then as long as they're in the database as a contact, then you can pick them out and assign them as the instructor for the course. So it depends on what works for you. It kind of depends on if they're internal or not. And then I could create any other fields in here that I might need to know about the course or the person. Maybe if they got a grade in the course, you could put that in and that sort of thing. So again, depending on your situation, you're going to sit down and think through all of the custom fields you would need that help you track a course that a person is taking from you. And so that's there. So let me go back to settings and just walk through how I did this. So it's basically the same as the equipment one. So down here, when I click on custom module, notice on all modules, I have two. I have equipment and I have courses attended. So if I open courses attended, it's associated with contacts, not accounts. So that's what you would pick there. Then for the custom fields, when I click over here on custom fields, I get the custom fields for the equipment module or the courses attended. So when I click on courses attended, then I get all of my course date, everything that I've set up. Okay. And this instructor one, that's a lookup type field, it can be a lookup of, maybe it won't let me change it now, but it can be a lookup of users, accounts, or contacts, okay? So that, once you save it, it won't let you go back. Let me create a new one. So if I choose lookups, see, I can have accounts, contacts, or users as the potential lookup. So probably you would point to contacts if your instructors are not ClaritySoft users. You would just have them in the database as contacts, okay? And then any other fields that you need. So once that's done, and then I set up my UI template, so that's all finished in there, and that's why you see the things in the record. Then, just like with the equipment module, you would need to go here actually to the contacts module. And each user would need to do this. Go to your vertical ellipsis tab settings and bring courses attended over, and drop it wherever you want to see it. And then click apply. So that then you will now see the courses attended for that particular contact. And you can add one from here. So if I add a new one, notice the account and the contact are automatically filled in because it's pulling, the contact is basically attached to this account. So if I pick this and the course date, now you may have a start date and an end date, so you could have course start, course end, course duration, number of classes, again, you put in what you need. It's in location B, and the instructor, we'll give it to Katie, okay? So that's entered. So again, you would add it, and then when you go to your courses attended, we will now see Aaron right here for the course. So you can add them either in the module or you can add them at the contact record. If you add it at the contact record, then you don't have to hunt for the account and the contact. So I just tend to like to do it that way, especially in demos, because I never remember what any of my data is. So I just go to the contact or the account and start there. But you can certainly add a new course here. Also, so you know, you are able through the importer to import data into the custom module. When you go to the importer in Live and you pick what module, there's courses attended, there's equipment. So you are able to import data into a custom module, which again is really, really nice. So be aware of that, especially if you're trying to go backwards and bring data in that's from the past. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you is this convert to a custom module function. If I go to the sale module, so let's see, Aaron bought this class, okay? So someone is going to record perhaps a sale for the purchase of the class. So I can come here and go to new sale, or I can go back to Aaron's contact record and add a new sale there. So it does not matter where you do it. See, here I have to figure out what the account and contact is. So I remember he's 1-800-Cupcake, and then he'll come up. The order number, just let it auto-generate. The date is today's date. Description, you could put in here the name of the class he's taking or the course. It's not even the right one. But then you would pick your course ID here, and then that would point you to the right title. So these are the same fields that are in the courses attended custom module. And these are important. Course date. Oh wait, you know what? I don't want to do it for Aaron because he's already in the courses attended. Let me cancel this. I'm going to do this a different way because this is how you would do it. Let me go back here. Somebody calls in, signs up for a course. So you would look up the person. Oh, I guess I could look up, go to contacts instead. I have it so confused. I'm going to look up a contact, okay? So you would look up your contact person. So let's say Clayton here has called in and he wants to take a course. So I can look him up. I mean, I know I can see him here, but maybe he calls in and I can't see him. So I look him up. There he is. And I can just simply click the expand button here to see my tabs. He's buying the class. He's signing up for the class. So I am going to go to the sales, add a new sale. And it's already connected to him. Everything's here. He's going to buy this WS002. And then I would just pick the course ID. It will show me the title, the date. It's going to start next week, let's say, or the 10th. Let's just start it on the 10th. Okay. And notice that hospitality is here because that was what was entered in the original record. So that pulls through from the account record. This is pulling through from the account. Then this is a status for the sale. So we'll just say paid, he's paying. And the terms, I don't have credit card in here, but you know, we would probably have credit card. And then I'm the sales rep. Now notice down here for the subtotal, you cannot type in here. That is because the data for the subtotal and then the total is pulling from products and services tab. So you would go here, and if you have a product list in here, you can click on this to go to your product list and pull up the course. I don't have it in here, so I have coffee products and widgets, but I don't have courses in here. So this is a custom item. So I can type in WS002 as my item number, and then this is, I forget even what I put for the title. If you have it in your product list, it would pull all this in, okay? And then your description could be there. I'll just put this over here. And then the price. So let's say his price is $1,500 for the course, okay? Now that I've got this under the products and services tab, when I go back to my details, there's my subtotal. So in order to sort of, let's say, trick the system, you need to put something under products and services in order to get your total here in the sale record. Once I'm done with this, then I can click the Save button, which will save the record and leave it open. Okay, and then like the other records, you see all these other things show up. But what you're ready to do now is convert this sale to a custom module. So I come up here to the vertical ellipsis button and it says convert to custom module. It then asks me, well, which one do you want to go to? Well, I want to go to courses attended. Click next. Tells me that's what it's going to convert. And I click yes. And then I could do a save and close here. And then what's cool, when I go back to my courses attended, there is Clayton's record right there. I don't have to retype it. And that to me is really nice because now you could just, you know, again, I could go back to the sale record and add course location and instructor, but maybe in the sale record, I don't know that yet. Maybe the person who manages the courses, who's monitoring this, knows that. So you could, you know, then you would open your record here and set your course location and your instructor. So we'll give it to Jim. Okay. So that's really nice though, because you can get the basics of the data of that course, name and date and all of that, transferred automatically over into the courses attended module so that you have that data there and you don't have to redo it. So that's, I wanted to show you that functionality, and any of the custom fields that you have in your courses attended can, as long as they're in the sale record. And the only little kind of tricky thing is you do have to add the product, you know, under the products and services tab. So you just add the course name there. If you make a product list in the price book of all your courses and the prices, then you can just easily pull it in, or you can type it like I did. So that is that functionality where you can convert either from opportunities, from quotes, or from sales to a custom module. All right. Now, the last thing I wanted to show you is going back to the equipment. When you're selling equipment to people, sometimes they're calling in because they have issues with the equipment. Something's not working right, and they call and they need help. So in Clarity Soft, if you're using the support module, you can create a field in the support module called a custom module lookup field. So when the person calls in, you're going to say, well, what model do you have, or what product do you have? What model do you have? You know, maybe what's the serial number? They can give you the serial number, any of this data. So these are my fields from my equipment module, okay? And I can choose up to 5 of these to display in this little lookup window. And then over here, I can choose what order I want them in. I want that one there, okay? Then down here, your key field is the field that you would like to be able to search on, because when you open the lookup field, it gives you a list of all all of the equipment. It's basically pulling in a list from everything that's in the equipment module. So you need to be able to look up the product. So the most unique way to look it up would be the serial number. And hopefully most of the time people should be able to give you the serial number on it. They may not be able to, but you might, you know, so you might have to have it look up something else. But I'm going to use the serial number. And then I click save. So that is there. And then again, that would get added to my support UI template, which it should already be there. Just wanted to show you, because it's the same process. Any fields you add. So here's equipment info right here. All right. I should not have to log out because it's already there, but. So I can go back, and when I go to the support module, oh, actually something I want to do. Hold on. This is the way you would do it. If someone calls in, this is kind of like creating the sale. Somebody calls in who's having an issue. And, okay, there was a reason why I went here. Hold on, I'm going to go here first. Okay, Asterisk Factory and Admiral Financials. Okay, I just want to remember what companies I want to look up. Okay. So let's say someone from the Asterisk Factory calls in. So I can come here and do a search. Then I can click here, and uh-oh, notice I don't see my equipment. So I'll just go right here to tab settings, pull it over. And this is one thing you don't have to log out for. It's right here. So here's what they have. They have this widget B, okay, and here's the serial number. Now here's what you can do at this point, because with that custom module, because you can see all the things that are in the list view, what you want to do is take your mouse pointer, drag across this, and do a Control-C for copy. Then you can immediately go to the support tab, and you can click the plus sign to create a new ticket. And it's already associated with the Asterisk Factory. You choose the contact. Then the subject in the ticket is what's wrong. Just say doesn't work, which is usually what people say. And now here's the equipment info. This is the custom module lookup. So you come here, and then you see a list of all of the records that are in the equipment module. So you can see it could get pretty long. And then you click here and paste down with Control-V your serial number, and it pulls up that record. So then you can see, okay, it's widget B. It was purchased, you know, last year, and they do have a warranty. So it allows you to look up the information and pull it from the custom module equipment so you can see it, okay? And then when you click on this, you actually link it so that now you're seeing your serial number because that's the key field. Okay, so that allows you to pull that through. And if you also wanted to see the serial number in one field, and then you also wanted to see the maybe the purchase date, all you'd have to do is create another custom module lookup field. So this one might say serial number, and then you use the key field as the serial number. The other one might say warranty purchased, and then you would use the warranty purchased as the key field in the lookup. So that's how you can do that. You can play around with that a little bit, but that's kind of nice because it's, you know, when you want to pull data from one module to the next, you can pull it from this using this custom module lookup. So hopefully I've given everybody some really cool ideas on how to use custom modules. Again, if you find yourself in your database going to accounts or contacts and saying, well, I need to add 3 pieces of equipment to the account module, and you start trying to add, you know, product number 1 and product number 2 fields and product number 3, stop, and say, I need a custom module, because you definitely don't want to try and create all those fields, because what happens when the next guy buys product number 4? Then you have to go in and add another custom field, and you don't want to do that. That's not the way you want to structure your database, because searching, reporting will all become really awful. And speaking of reporting, your custom modules, save and close here, can be reported on. If you've worked with reports, then you just go to new report, and right here you choose what module. There's courses attended, there's equipment. So you can pick, I'm assuming most of you have worked with reports. So you choose your columns, you know, what do you want to see? And maybe you want a list. Just pull these over really quick. I suppose I could do this. Yeah. Okay. The product above the model. Okay, that's good. Group. We could say group by the product. Get a total and save it. We don't need to filter it in any way unless we wanted to filter by purchase date. And then I'll just say equipment list, save it. You can create a custom folder for it, which is down here. I run it. It'll show me a sample, and then I can download it to Excel. And you have a report. Oops, my Excel is over here. So there's my Excel, my report grouped by the type of the product. So widget A, widget B, widget C, and I can see who purchased it, what model, date, serial number, everything. So again, if you've done reports, you can see very simple, very quick, very easy. You can see that you have 2 widget A's, 4, and then a total of 9 out there. So get in there and think of some things. Hopefully I've given you some ideas on how you can use this. And you can see that setting it up is not any different than setting up any of the other modules in the database. And you can add any type of custom fields that you want to that module and then use it. So with that, I'll go to the end here. And first of all, thanks for attending. This is always a good one to do because I like to give you guys lots of ideas to think about. And if you need any help with anything, if you're in Quick Start, you can contact Linda or myself. If you're not anymore, then you can call support at 888-838-7487 extension 2, or email them at support@claritysoft.com. Support is available by phone between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday, and then after hours you can email and get replies if you're up late working. And then if you have any feedback on today's webinar or any others that you participate in and have ideas for new ones, then you can let us know at info@claritysoft.com. So with that, I will let you go and have a wonderful rest of the day.